Whether it was beating a really hard boss or playing a really fun level, you've accomplished something in a video game and thought to yourself, man, that felt good. Obviously, there are way too many moments like that in video games to put onto one list, but you know how we do it here. If it's on our list, it's the best. So hey, I'm Nervous Nick for Screw Attack's Top 10 Most Satisfying Video Game Moments.
Number 10.
Puzzle games are hard. Well, I mean, they are to me anyway, which is why I can't deny how great it feels to pull off some clutch plays in classic Tetris. It'd be easy to just put getting a Tetris here, which would still deserve number 10, but that's the small brain answer. The big brain Tetris choice is getting a perfect clear. That means getting rid of every single block on the screen, leaving yourself with a totally clean slate. And for the ultimate, universal, god-tier brain move, try getting a perfect clear with the Tetris. Anybody can drop a stick into a pile of blocks, but only good luck or good planning will let you satisfy your inner OCD. I could just watch that forever.
Number 9.
Speaking of perfection, there's no greater feeling in a fighting game than being in your opponent's head. You make the right reads, you bait the right moves, and you win a game. Nice. But what if you take that to the furthest extreme? I'm talking about getting a double perfect on the other guy. Think about it. That means you deleted your buddy's health bar twice without taking any permanent damage yourself. How can you really do any better than that? And depending on the fighting game, you earn those golden letters, and that can be an even more impressive feat. Getting a double perfect in Street Fighter is always cool, but in a game like Marvel vs. Capcom, that is even less likely.
He can still get the double perfect! Oh my god, he got it! Ah!
It feels proportionately bad when it happens to you, though. It's like they say, don't get peed on.
Did this dude just get double peed?
Number 8.
When a game is as popular as Ocarina of Time, fans love to talk about those shared experiences, even the bad ones. You know, those somewhat annoying but still memorable and relatable bits. Move faster! So you've just escaped Kokiri Forest. The game shows you the vast and sprawling land of Hyrule. Your whole world has just opened up and you cannot wait to explore it all. The instant you're about to set foot into freedom, that stupid owl named Kepora Gibora shows up. This bird talks for so long, and all he tells you is how to use maps, and that you gotta go to the castle, and blah, 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 blah. You get so annoyed that you just start mashing the A button, but what you fail to realize is that your cursor always highlights the option that tells him to repeat everything he just said, so the harder you mash, the longer you're in text box hell. And then finally, you slow it down, you choose the correct option, and you tell that stupid bird, yes. Oh, it's so satisfying! And then he follows you around for the entire rest of your life. Like, come on, man!
Number 7.
A cool thing about video games is that you're allowed to get violent, bloody revenge, and you will not go to jail for it. Take this creep named David from The Last of Us. Nobody in what's left of the world is really that much of a good guy. I mean, how could you be when your number one instinct is to survive? That does not excuse David's unusual interest in 14-year-old Ellie. Long story short, this total creep is out to get our young hero controlled by you. David is bigger than you, better equipped than you, stronger than you. But Ellie's, and your, will to live is stronger still. So when you catch him off guard and snatch up that machete and hack that SOB's face to ribbons, whew, it feels cathartic. This moment might have been even higher on the list if we got to do it ourselves instead of watching through a cutscene. But seeing poor little Ellie hug Joel after the fact tells us that justice was most definitely served that day.
Number 6.
Hey, let's get back to some happy stuff. A well-designed 2D platformer is all about rhythm and timing to some extent, but Rayman Legends decided to take that idea a quantum leap forward. I've loved the crap out of this game since I first played it at E3 2012, but what elevated it to god-tier platformer status for me was the music levels. Each world contains one level that has you running, jumping, and punching in perfect rhythm to a silly rendition of some song that you recognize. You can run through a crumbling castle set to Black Betty, or swim away from a sea monster set to that one song from Kill Bill. Or you can crash a Day of the Dead festival playing a mariachi rendition of Eye of the Tiger. Perfectly clearing a Rayman Legends music level in one go is honestly one of the most magical moments I have ever had in a game. If you want to feel like you've bought pure happiness, buy Rayman Legends and play all of the music levels.
Number 5.
You know, I find that when I want a quick fix of satisfaction, there is no better option than doing a line of PacMan Ghosts. Pac-Man Championship Edition DX took the 1980 classic and made it addicting as all get out. The idea of the game this time around is to get as many ghosts as you can trailing you in a conga line, so that once you get that power pellet, forgive me for being crude because I normally wouldn't say this, but that just borders on orgasmic. The impactful hit stop with every ghost you destroy, the machine gun speed sound effects, the numbers flying across the screen in rapid succession, the buildup of speed, oh man! Namco really knew what they were doing when they were making this game, because mowing down ghosts is the reason you play it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about!
Number 4.
I will say it as many times as I can get away with, but man, I love fighting games. But whether you play Super Smash Bros. Like one or not, doesn't matter, because we're all going to agree on this. That feeling you get when you spike someone off stage is a very good feeling indeed.
Wow!
0, the drop zone
Wow!
That goes for any of the Smash games, really, but I like it best in Smash Bros. Wii U. So far. It's probably gonna be even better in Ultimate, but I don't know. What makes landing a spike so satisfying isn't just getting one after a good read, it's that godlike sound effect in watching your favorite Nintendo character rocket away to an early grave. Yeah, definitely one of the best feelings in video games.
Number 3.
In life, you're not always gonna succeed on your first try, and the same goes for gaming. But imagine spending weeks trying to beat the same boss over and over and over again and failing. I mean 6-hour-long nights, multiple times a week, all while trying to coordinate strategies with tons of other players in an MMO.
All right, thumbs up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Dragons!
Slowly, very slowly, your tactics start to show results until the big day comes. The day when you finally down that previously unstoppable boss. No matter which MMO you're playing or which raid boss you're fighting, that victorious moment is one of the sweetest you will ever find in a game. Your teammates all cheer like crazy, you get this awesome new loot, and even while you're drinking in your hard-earned win, you're already thinking about taking on the next boss.
Number 2.
Some of the most satisfying moments in classic gaming are still among the best in the business. Case in point, the ending to Super Metroid. You spend this entire game becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. You pick up extra health tanks, expand your missile capacity, and upgrade your suit to the point that you basically feel unstoppable. But all of that changes when you go face to face against Mother Brain. Nothing you do works against this thing, and what's worse, everything she does is devastating to you. Just before she lands the killing blow, the baby Metroid you saved in the last game comes to your rescue. And that is when Mother Brain does the unthinkable. The music swells into this heroic theme. You rise to your feet, and you blast this brain with everything you've got. And this time, it hurts. Every shot you land with your new Hyper Beam is like pure revenge in laser form, and let me tell you, I have never hit an X button on a controller so hard in my life. Watching Mother Brain's corpse evaporate into nothing is so incredibly satisfying. But you know what can beat that? I can only think of one thing.
It's number 1.
Basic rule of video games, you know you're going the right way if you run into opposition. And I can't think of a better example of this than the older Pokemon games. From the first time you saw a Pokemon, you wanted to prove to all of Kanto or Johto or Hoenn, wherever your journey began, that you were the very best. That you were a Pokemon master. But even in this bright and colorful land, nobody was going to make it easy on you. Especially not your rival. His name is Fartman. Anyway, every chance he got, Fartman tried to make fun of you. Fartman tried to get in your way. Fartman tried to beat you down. But you never relented. After a long and arduous journey, you faced the ultimate test of skill, the toughest trainers in the land called the Elite Four. But just as you want to celebrate after barely bringing down the final challenger, one opponent still remains. Fartman! By this point, you're low on resources, you're low on HP, but like heck are you gonna let that stop you now? All the anger and frustration he brought you, all the crap that he's been talking since the beginning, by the skin of your teeth, you shut that Fartman up once and for all for the whole world to know. Let me tell you, you will not find a more triumphant feeling in gaming than defeating this lifelong jerk and claiming the throne as your own. If I could only just grab him by the shirt collar, pull him in close, and whisper, "That's what you get for choosing Squirtle when I picked Charmander." For our secret number 11, this one is kind of lost in this day and age, but one of the best parts of getting a game back in the day was simply opening it. The clean plastic, the crisp instruction manual, and that fresh cartridge or disc all combine to form that new game smell. Say what you will about the convenience of digital games, but the biggest advantage of buying physical is taking a big ol' whiff of the packaging.